Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back again with my last Plan With Me video for the year of 2021, which is for the month of December, and I know that this video is coming out really late. I think I got too caught up with my November spreads. I just was really in love with my November theme, and by the time I realized that I needed to start planning for December, it was already the last week of November, and by the time I got around to doing it and actually completing all of my spreads, it was already December, and hence why I am only getting this video up now. But before I dive right into December's setup, I just want to do a quick flip through of my November's theme. My theme for the month of November is just hedgehogs with really autumnal colors, and I think these two really work together really well. I found it really therapeutic to paint hedgehogs and also to draw all those gingham patterns, and I really enjoyed myself. And I know that I haven't been really using my bullet journal as much as I wanted to, but I think that all in all, I still really enjoy coming up with the spreads, and if it's not for something functional, at least I'm able to look at my spreads as something that is just fun and an outlet for my art. Anyway, moving on to my December setup. My theme for December is pine cones, and this was really inspired from my trip to Yosemite a few years ago. And I remember when we were driving on the roads and there were just all these pine cones lying on the floor, and we just had a lot of just picking them up, taking photos with it. And there's just something about pine cones in a winter setting that just really brings me back to those days, to some really good memories, and it's just something that I always associate Christmas and winter with. So for my first December theme, I decided to go back to this happy memories. I must say that I thought painting pine cones would be something more straightforward, but I actually took a while to get the hang of painting pine cones. Of course, once I got the hang of doing it, it became much easier and more straightforward to do, but the starting out process was slightly difficult, so I had to use a lot of photos to help me with painting the pine cones, as well as looking at some tutorials on how to go about painting the pine cones. But I think all in all, I'm super satisfied with how this painting turned out. So for my cover page, because I have recently decided to try to incorporate more painting into my spreads, I decided to paint a pine cone hanging from a pine tree on the cover page. Most of the time was just spent trying to make the pine cone look as realistic as possible. Definitely my goal was not to make it look hyper realistic, but it just needed to look like a pine cone, so that took a while. After the painting's done, I decided to use some white gouache paint to just go over it to give the idea of snow on the pine cones. So I just lettered the word December at the bottom of the page, and I kind of regretted how it turned out, but you know what, it's fine. I'm just moving on. And afterwards I'm just painting it into my bullet journal. And I guess you guys noticed that I actually had another painting already on my bullet journal, and that was actually the first time I attempted pinecone, and I was so frustrated with it, and it really didn't like how it turned out. It just looked really strange to me. I think the colors I used weren't that great, so I just decided to redo the entire painting. I guess these things do happen, and I think it's all about just trying to improve and just get better than what the first painting was. So moving on to my calendar spread, it is something super simple as well. I've done this particular calendar layout for almost all of my month for 2021 because I just find it very easy to look at. It's a very nice balance between having enough space for functionality and also having enough space for the art side of things as well. I'm just putting my calendar right in the middle of the page, and I decided to kind of make it slightly off-center towards the base of the page instead. And on the top, I'm just drawing in my pine cones, and just like all my other months setup, I decided that I did not want to paint every single spread because firstly, it is pretty time consuming, and secondly, I was already late on setting up my December spread, and since I had the right shade of brush pens, I decided to just use those instead. But technique wise, everything was still the same. I drew my pine cones was by drawing firstly the base shape of how I want the pine cone to be, and afterwards I'm just drawing these little triangles on my pine cone just to draw those needle like edges of the pine cone. After that, I just do a base color, and then I slowly add on the shading. and afterwards I'm just writing ho 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 at the top of the page, just cause. I'm pasting some stickers and washi tape, and I decided to use this orange grit washi tape, which I think I used in November as well, if I'm not wrong, as well as Christmas themed washi tape. I actually have quite a few Christmas themed washi tape, which is not very surprising considering that Christmas is my favorite time of the year, and so I guess it's only right that I use all the Christmas themed washi tape that I have. That's what I'm doing. And anyway, now onto my mood and habit tracker. I decided to kind of incorporate those two into one big spread. So the mood tracker is going to be at the top half of the page, where I'm going to be coloring in ornaments that are hanging from the pine tree. So this is just to kind of tie in to my main theme of pine cones and pine trees, so that there'll be some kind of uniformity, if that makes sense. At the base of the pine tree would be all the presents there, so it's just to kind of give the idea of presents lying underneath a Christmas tree, and each present will be representative of a habit that I'm trying to keep track of for the month of December. So I'm just going to be using my Tombow brush pens and also some Crayola Super Chips, if I'm not wrong, to just color in the presents as well. This was a super simple spread to do and to come up with, and I think I really needed that because I just wanted to have a quick and easy way, as well as something that just looks simple and yet pleasing at the same time. I was trying to kind of keep to the base colors of the pine cone, which was the yellow, the brown and the ochre colors, but I thought that would be too plain, so I decided to add some red and pink to it as well. Moving on to my fave log, I'm just starting off with the basic sketch once again. Honestly, I must say that when I do the basic sketch, the pinecone honestly looks super weird, but after coloring it in, I think it looks so much better and so much more realistic, so I say just trust the process. Honestly, a lot of times when I do certain things like painting or drawing, I just feel like I'm doing it entirely wrong, but I think just trusting the process and being able to just complete it, it actually can turn out well as long as we just keep going. As you can tell, after I splattered the paint on my fave log, I kind of was too impatient, so I accidentally smudged quite a few of the paint. I was honestly racking my brains to try to think of a way to cover it up, but I just couldn't come up with anything. So hopefully I'll just be able to write over it and it will be less noticeable. So fingers crossed for that. But moving on to my one line a day spread, and once again I'm utilizing the same layout as I've been doing for all of my one line a day spreads for the longest time, so I just think this works super well for me. So for my one line a day spread, the circle in the middle of the spread, that's kind of representative of a wreath that we normally hang on the doors, and that's just kind of what I wanted to depict. So I think that turned out really nice and I'm really excited to fill it up, which actually I have been filling it up. because I was setting this December spread in the first week of December, I decided to just totally scrape my first weekly setup, and I just decided to set up for my second week instead, because by the time I was done with the spread, honestly the week was also ending. So I just decided to move on to my second week. So we are gonna have one less week to design this month due to my procrastination, but yeah, I'm okay with that. It's fine. For this weekly spread, I decided to kind of go away from pine cones and focus on mistletoe instead. I think I'll be incorporating more Christmas elements into my weekly setups, maybe some pine cones here and there, but I think I really just want to move on to Christmas elements just because I am really excited about Christmas, and I feel that I normally start celebrating Christmas the moment it becomes December. So that's just how I do things, and I'm just using the same washi tape and some Santa Claus washi tape as well, which I think is super cute. After that, I'm just sticking some Christmas themed stickers as well and just drawing some mistletoe to fill up the empty spaces. So that's all I have for this month's setup. That's the last setup for the year of 2021 as well, and the next setup will be for 2022, which I can't believe I'm saying that this year has absolutely flown by, but I'm really excited for setting 2022 up. I have started doing it, and I'm really excited to show you guys what I have planned for 2022. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely don't forget to like and subscribe. It'll mean so much to me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!